What's going on, guys? Rob here with RK Motorsports, and in today's restoration video, we're going to be restoring this wrecked 2009 Honda CBR 600RR. So right here is our wrecked 2009 Honda CBR 600RR. Now this also is going to be a complete start to finish video, so feel free to kick your feet back, hit that like button below, and subscribe to this channel if you have not already. And if you have not already seen the 2009 ZX10 restoration from last week's video, I'll put the link up here in the description if you guys want to check that out. That was also a full start to finish video. Like I said previously in my last video, I have about 8 bikes that I want to rebuild over the next 8 weeks. So feel free to hit that subscribe button because there's going to be plenty more content like this with bike rebuilds. We're going to go over this bike. We're going to do a full damage assessment and see how many parts we need to fix, repair, and replace on this damaged bike. This side looks pretty decent. There's really not much damage on this side, but when we come over to this side, it's like somebody took a knife and just slashed off this whole side of the bike. You can see we don't have a headlight, so I actually do have new headlights that we're going to be throwing on here. Obviously, our fairings need to be replaced. We have a really big crack up here in our front fairing. Right here, it's kind of like our third eye light. Over here, part of it is broken, so I do have a new third eye light that we can put on there. And right in here, you can see on the radiator, we have a slight dent on the tube right here where it goes into the motor. Now, this is not extremely concerning to me just because the amount that it's dented in is not really impeding the flow of the coolant through the pipe, so I'm not really too worried about it. If this was cracked, I would definitely replace it, but since it's just dented in and it's not leaking anywhere, there's really nothing to be concerned about with that radiator. If we look up on here a little bit, we have part of our front ram air duct is broken, and we have our front stay up here has some pieces missing as well. Moving back even farther, now we have this brand new TOS exhaust on this bike. I'm not a huge fan of the TOS exhaust, but this is basically brand new. I think the guy said he only had maybe a few hundred miles on this bike with this new exhaust after it was installed, and it sure does look like it. This thing is brand spanking new. All that hardware is still nice and fresh. This is a brand new exhaust, and a little sneak peek under here, check out that carbon fiber undertail. There was definitely some money put into this bike before it went down. So on this side, the tail is good, but on this side of the tail fairing, we do have some scratches right here. So with our new set of fairings, this tail is going to be replaced. And right now, our battery is completely dead. If I try and turn the key, we got nothing. So I do have to replace the battery along with everything else that we are doing to the bike. Chain and sprockets, everything looks really nice and fresh. A little bit of damage on these swing arm spools, really nothing to be concerned with. So I think this is a really good bike. There's a lot of potential here with, not too much damage. Fairings over on this side, really untouched. We've got our frame slider right here. That thing did its job by absorbing most of the impact. Couple little scratches here, a little bit on the bar end. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna strip this bike down. We're gonna take off all these broken parts, all these broken fairings. Once we get that stripped down, we can start throwing some of these new parts on. Alright guys, so we got this bike all stripped down now. We got all the fairings off. Now we have a nice clean slate to start working with so we can start rebuilding this bike and getting our new parts back on this thing. One other thing I forgot to show you guys is this thing has a nice carbon fiber front fender too. This thing's super nice. There's a lot of little parts and pieces throughout this bike. There's a Vortex gas cap, power commander here. I mean, we've got the Toast exhaust, carbon fiber undertail. We've got a lot of little parts and pieces on this thing, so there was a lot of money that was dumped into this prior to it getting wrecked. And one thing that I forgot to mention to you guys was actually the story of how this bike got wrecked. Now, every time that I buy a wrecked bike, I always ask the previous owner what the story was behind how the accident happened. In this instance, this guy had the bike, and a friend of his was begging him. He's like, hey, come on, man, let me take your bike for a ride. I just want to go around the block real quick. Finally, he gave in. He's like, all right, man, just don't do anything too crazy. His buddy hops on the bike, and sure enough, you know, the first straightaway he takes, he ends up losing control, ran it right into a car that was parked on the side of the road. So this is just a public service announcement from RK Motorsports. Don't let your friends ride your bikes. So now that these fairings are off this bike, you can see that this bike is very dirty. Now this is kind of like the same scenario that we had with our ZX-10. The bike was sitting for a while. This bike I've actually had for probably about 2 years, and it's just been sitting, gathering dust. All right guys, so we have got this bike completely clean. It's looking shiny and brand new. Now let's get our new fairings unboxed and get those ready to get back on the bike. Again, another killer job on the paint job with these fairings from Auctmarts.com. We got this nice metallic silver, got this pearl white, nice glossy finish, awesome job on the decals. Everything's looking super nice, as always, from the guys from Auctmarts. And if you guys have been following the channel for a while now, you will know what I'm about to say. Auctmarts.com is my go-to for fairings for any sport bike that I rebuild. So if you guys are interested in getting a new look for your bike, whether it's if you're just looking to switch up the fairings, or if you did wreck your bike and you're looking to rebuild it with a nice new set of plastics with an awesome color scheme, check out Auctmarts.com, and you can use promo code RK Motorsports at checkout, and that'll give you a discount on your order. So feel free to check them out and use that code, and let's get back to the bike rebuild. All right, guys, we got this thing all finished up now. I'm gonna show you guys a few of the details that I wanna point out on this bike and kind of get your opinion on a few things. So first things first, I do have the rear seat on this bike. Let me know if you guys think I should put the rear seat cowl on in place of this rear passenger seat. This is an incomplete piece right now. I gotta put it together, but that'll kind of give you an idea of what that would look like. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that, whether I should keep the seat or if I should go with the cowl. We do have this carbon fiber, this matte carbon fiber front fender. This is true carbon fiber. Let me know in the comments if you guys think I should replace that with our paint matched pearl white front fender. Little side-by-side view right there. I think either one really matches the bike pretty well because, you know, we've got that matte black on the side and that kind of matches that carbon fiber. So I think that looks overall pretty good so far. And last but not least, how can I forget these headlights? These are sponsored by Motodynamic. Thank you again to those guys for reaching out to this channel and supplying this set of headlights for this build. These lights always look awesome. I'm gonna give you a little glimpse of how these things look. Got our turn signal going. We've got this integrated daytime running light in our turn signal right there. I cancel it and it goes back to normal. We hit that other turn signal and that acts like our turn signal, synchronized with that. We've got these nice LED beams in here, super bright, very clear. And when we hit our high beam, right there, everything lights up super nice, really bright white LEDs. You can see shining on that toolbox right there. Everything's looking super clear. Again, thank you to Motodynamic for sponsoring this video with these headlights. These things look sick. And if you guys want to get a set of headlights like this for your bike, for your 2007 to 2012 CBR 600RR, I will put a link in the description and you guys can use promo code RK Motorsports at checkout and that'll save you a little bit of money off your order for these headlights. So go check out motodynamic.com. And last but not least, I know you guys have been waiting for this the entire video. We are gonna start this bike up and see how she sounds. And I finally have a new battery in this thing. This bike actually has 13,543 miles. We're a little bit low on gas, so we're gonna fire it up a little bit and see how she sounds. This is the first time I've had this bike running in like 2 years. Fires right up. Make sure you hit that like button below and make sure you hit that subscribe button as well so you can get notified when these new videos drop. There will be a new video for a new bike rebuild, complete rebuild each week for the next 6 weeks. So until then, I will see you guys in the next bike rebuild. Rob with RK Motorsports signing out.